Hello everyone. Welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm so excited for this YouTube video. I've been wanting to make this video for a while, so I'm excited to finally sit down and talk to you all about, as you can tell from the title, my first pregnancy and my first trimester experience. If you don't know me, my name is Livy. I'm a fitness influencer, personal trainer, online personal trainer, and lifestyle TV personality. I am a lot of things, but what I am for sure is pregnant, very pregnant. I'm currently 26 weeks pregnant. Wow. I'm due with a little baby boy in October and I'm so excited. I just can't wait to just break all of this down with you guys. What encouraged me to make this video was I've been looking for other first trimester experience videos just because I needed that relatability. I needed that reassurance that, hey, I'm not alone in feeling these certain feelings or going through these certain things. And so I was like, you know what? My experience has been unique to me, but other people might be able to relate to this. So that's why I wanted to make this video. It's just so I can give you the 411 about everything that I have been going through, certain things that I've done, ways that I've worked out, health, vitamins, mental struggles, just fear in general, and just my personal story, just so that you know somebody could be going through the same thing. If you haven't already yet, subscribe to my channel because I do have a lot going on right now in my life and I will be going through a lot of it on YouTube because I just feel that this is the platform that I can really vent to and talk about and relate people to in such a long form. Mentally just been like, I wish I could just talk about this. It has really inspired me to make more YouTube videos. Also, I have a new show coming out on August 10th called Fight to Survive, and I'll be doing YouTube lives to talk about that whole experience. So definitely subscribe to this channel and you will get all the news and find out what is going on with all of that. So first, let's talk about finding out I was pregnant, because a lot of the questions that I've received from you guys are more about like the mental aspect of things. Going back, my husband and I, we eloped in October of last year. When I got back from the show, we wanted to elope in private, do something that was just really personal and intimate for us. And we didn't really think we needed to tell anyone. And so then in November, he still wanted me to have my engagement moment, and you can watch that whole story in this YouTube video. I'll link it here. It was our previous YouTube video, so we talked about all of that. We were planning a big wedding here in Alabama for this coming November 2024. My mom flew in February to go wedding dress shopping, and I was late. I was 3 days late, but because I had been starving on an island and my hormones have always just been so wacky, I didn't really think anything of being late because I was never like, oh, this day I'm starting. It was just kind of like, I should be starting in a few days. And I never did the ovulation temperature things, even though my sister told me to. I never did any of that. I told her I was 3 days late. My boobs were really tender, and every time while I was coaching at camp or just training in general, I would bend down, get up really fast, and then be super lightheaded, which was not very normal to me. It was like at a point where I had to like grab the wall and I was just like, oh my gosh. To sit down, head was kind of hurting. The main thing was like my boobs were unusually very tender. So I told her I just have felt a little off, and so she was like, you need to take a pregnancy test. Long story short, I took a pregnancy test with her, and in the bathroom, turns out I was pregnant and we were so surprised. Like, I threw the test across the room and I was just like, no way, this is not true. Like, it was a faint line. I would say the other one was bold and this one was not bold. Brought Steven downstairs, scared him to death. He saw me crying and he was like, what's wrong? Still no idea. He was not expecting it. So he was very surprised, but very supportive and very excited. We went and got 5 more tests, took them all. It basically screamed that I was pregnant. I also want to just state that I know that we are so blessed to have gotten pregnant this easy. I thank God every day. I truly did not think that it would be easy for me to get pregnant because of how much I struggled. I didn't get a period till I was like 17. I would have 1 or 2 or 3 a year. Like, I was starving myself. I had an eating disorder. You know, I had a lot of things go on that really affected my hormones in a negative way. And we are so blessed and we are so thankful that it was so easy for us this first time. Who knows what it'll be like the second time, but this baby is such a gift. And so I do know and I'm very lucky, and I will never take that for granted. Now let's talk about the first trimester, now that I have given you the whole backstory of becoming pregnant. So I find out that I'm pregnant about 5 or 6 weeks. Obviously I'm working out really hard. I'm starting my app, literally launched my app the week that we found out we were pregnant. That was a bit of a pickle because I did not want to work out. After I found out I was pregnant, I don't know, it was a placebo effect. That next week I did not want to work out. I did not feel super motivated. I was very tired. I was scared to do a crunch. I thought I was gonna crack the egg. Like I was just like, I don't even know. I've trained people that were pregnant. I have studied training pregnancy, and when it came to my fitness, I was terrified to work out. I actually did not get sick. I never threw up, but I did feel very nauseous, like I was going to, and someone described it perfectly. I felt like I was just constantly hungover. Like that was my feeling. I just felt like I was hot and cold at the same time. My energy levels were just so sporadic. My workouts consisted of like 15 minutes worth of dumbbells, and then I would just be like, never mind. That was like from 6 weeks to 9 weeks. So I think that was when I was just like, all right. One of the questions was I scared? And yes, I was terrified because I wanted to mention the backstory because we had to cancel our wedding because the baby's due in October and we were booking everything for November. So I was scared because I'm so used to being so selfish, quote unquote, on doing things that I love. Steven and I both travel so much. I've done several TV shows, surviving on islands and traveling in Thailand and, you know, doing all these wild things, just picking up and going. It scared me because I was like, okay, like this is you actually settling down. You have to take care of someone. It's not just a dog. It's not just your husband. You have to take care of this human that is going to rely on you. So that scared me. And then second, I started to get a little down about not being able to have a wedding. You know, every girl dreams about being in a wedding dress and having a big party celebrating. I was like, I'm not gonna have that anymore. I was like picking out things on my wedding registry, and I was like, never mind, like I guess we're not gonna do this. You know, I think that when I sat down, I was like, Libby, what's really important? God just gave you this incredible gift that not everyone gets, and he gave it to you at this time. You've been wanting this. This is the time. And nobody's ever fully ready, but I do feel that I have lived such a crazy, cool life in my 20s that I can always have a wedding and our baby will be involved in it now. So that's really cool. Like that's so exciting, and it might happen in a couple of years, but it is truly like your story. And so however it happens for you, I want you to find that light in it because it is truly a gift. You have to be thankful for the time. And so I'm very, very, very excited, but I was super terrified. And I still am. But like for the first like month, I was like, I am having a baby. Like this is real. Also just like really studying, concerned about diet, concerned about what things I need to be eating. Like I immediately started listening to these Audible books. I just bought Audible books because I just like to listen like to podcasts and stuff, and then I would take notes, and they all usually come with a PDF that you can download, and I just would print it out. Expecting Better by Emily Oster, Pregnancy, Childbirth, and the Newborn by Penny Simpkin, and Real Food for Pregnancy by Lily Nichols. They're all gonna give you something different when it comes to stuff like alcohol and sushi and deli meat and all this stuff. I talked to my doctor about questions about sushi and alcohol, those types of things that you hear, like how much you should be eating. And she was like, well, you know, you can't legally make these tests. So it's not like I'm gonna feed this pregnant woman this and I'm not gonna give this pregnant woman this and see what happens to their baby. They can't really do that. So all of those tests and research and things like that are really hard to nail down. Everybody's different. So I appreciated that because that helped ease my anxiety. I just kept asking myself when I wanted something that I shouldn't eat, is it really worth it? Like, is that alcohol really worth it? Everybody's like, oh, it's fine. You can have a glass, you can have this, you can have that. Sure, like do it. But like for me, I just think, is it really worth it? I mean, I have had maybe 2 glasses of wine my entire pregnancy. It was really good wine. Like I'm not gonna drink some cheap wine if I'm gonna drink wine. And they were both after my halfway point, so after my 20-week ultrasound. Those are types of questions that I asked myself when it came to food. So for headaches, I took Tylenol extra strength and I still do that. My doctor said Tylenol is fine, and Excedrin migraines are fine. They have a little caffeine in it, so that should help ease the headache. So stay away from ibuprofen. I don't really know why. I'm not a doctor. That's what I do. I stay away from those. Things that I could not have. So things that I needed to avoid because of nausea and certain things like that. Did not want to drink coffee. Like the smell of coffee, thought of drinking it in the morning in my first trimester, I could not do it. I was just like, like I had my morning drink that I loved, which had greens, reds. I'll link my blog post here about it all. My morning drink, everything was stimulant free, sharp, melt, all of that fun stuff. Had that, got me awake. I did not want coffee. I did not want chocolate. Ugh, did not want chocolate. I could not. I had tried something with chocolate chips and I was just like, no, I can't. Now I'm fine. But sweet things, I just needed to stay away from sweet things. Things that I really craved, we kept that one day. We would have like Saturday or Sunday would be our like pizza night. We ordered Papa John's, Dairy Queen, McDonald's. I like had to have fast food one of those days. We eat a lot of pasta in our house anyway. My husband's Italian. We love pasta. It's all about balance when it comes to not just when you're pregnant, but just in real life. I craved popcorn, chips, pickled okra. So random. I really wanted like a burrito. I really wanted Dairy Queen steak fingers. Fun fact, actually devastating fact, but they only serve Dairy Queen steak fingers in Texas, so that's stupid. I just was craving salty, savory, crunchy foods. That's what I wanted. Ugh, I just needed that. So when it came to workouts, on my Instagram, I cover a lot of things, exercises that are safe for pregnancy and just the workouts that I do. I wanted to stay active. And once I just got to start moving, I would be like, okay, this is making me feel a lot better. It was just this starting of the workout. Would have to work out in the morning though. Could not work out in the afternoon. Fortunately, I found out that I was pregnant in February, so February, March, April, it felt really good. After 9 weeks, I was good to go running. Like I would go run a lot because I wanted to just stay fit, keep my cardio up, and it was safe for the baby. So I would do interval training. I would run for 60 seconds, walk for 60 seconds, and do that for 30 minutes, and I did that about twice a week. And then I would do weights 3 times a week and then rest, totally rest, like barely do anything, rest for 2 days a week. I'll tell you, the first 6 to 9 weeks, I was sort of like prenatal depression, trying to mentally grasp what was going on. So I maybe worked out 2 or 3 times. Those were very fuzzy, like holy smokes moments. Once I figured, I was like, okay, we are good to go. You are pregnant. You are going to make the most of this. I did a lot of cycling. I did a lot of cardio in my first trimester. And so cycling, running, and lifting were my 3 things. And I will say, it really did help so much with my nausea. It really helped so much with my depression and just accepting the fact that, hey, your body's about to change and do an incredible thing. So get over it. None of my exercises really changed. You can do core, squats, you can push through those things, but you have to remember that if you don't know exactly what to do, ask someone, hire a trainer. It's going to be worth it. There are so many prenatal programs. I'm coming out with a prenatal program on my app, Light by Libby. You can find that on my website, or I'll link it down here. But there are a lot of prenatal programs on my app, so you can download it through the link in my bio and you can find a prenatal program that fits you. Don't do things that you haven't done. It's important to stay active, but don't do anything that you didn't do pre-pregnancy. You weren't active and you're like, I need to get active now that I'm pregnant. I need to do this because it is so great for your baby. Then you need to hire a professional to really help you or follow a program. I like cannot express that enough. Working out while pregnant is so healthy for your baby. Even if you are sitting on your bed right now, you just found out that you're pregnant and you are stressing and you are crazy and you are like, I don't know what in the world I'm about to do. Go for a walk. But I'm telling you, it's now you and your baby. You are a team and you need to do this for him or her. Get off that high horse and just, now I'm going to talk about some of the foods that are really good for you. I had to eat breakfast in the morning. I had the same breakfast every morning, and I trained people in person at like 6 a.m. So I would wake up at 5:15, 5:20 and eat something immediately. I would have an English muffin with a little bit of nut butter, like almond butter, peanut butter, anything like that. And then I would also drink my morning drink, and then I would train, and then I would work out. So I always had breakfast. I focused on really good omegas, so omega-3s, almonds, avocados, sardines, things like that, olive oil. And I also took a fish oil vitamin, and especially when they're developing their brain. I also focused on just high protein foods. So I would always make protein a priority. I still do. Eggs. Eggs are very good for your baby and you if you can have them. Eggs are really good. Chicken sausage, steak, fish is going to be really good. Shrimp, salmon. Also just keep in mind, I know a lot of people talk about this, but foods that are high in mercury or fish that's high in mercury, I tend to stay away from those. I would also eat a lot of Greek yogurt, cottage cheese, a lot of fruits and vegetables. I couldn't have a lot of sweets, but give me all the fruit. I would eat a ton of pineapple, mango, watermelon. I loved those so much. I loved apples because they were really crunchy, especially after eating so many chips. I was like, I gotta stay away from the chips. So I would get celery, like carrots. I ate a lot of oatmeal. I did have protein powder almost every day. To ensure that I had enough protein in me, I would stick to about 150 grams of protein a day. Basically what I stuck to before I was pregnant, because that was about 1 gram per pound. All right, so the vitamins that I started taking, the prenatal vitamin is from Bomar Nutrition. There are so many benefits to it. I will link a blog post on it. I take 2 of these a day. They have everything that you need when it comes to A, C, D, E, K, riboflavin, vitamin B6, folate, biotin, zinc, iron, all of that stuff is in this prenatal. So you can use my code Libby for 10% off of that. Calcium is really important. All of these here. So then that way you can just click on it, and I do get a small commission if you buy any of these, so that helps me out. So thank you so much if you ever use any of the links that I post. I also took vitamin D3. I do take fish oil, but I'm waiting for that to come in. Magnesium at night. I also love the Calm gummies. Like I'll take this at night sometimes, but I really love the Calm gummies from Thrive Market. Those are super good. And then vitamin B complex in the morning. I also took iron, but then I realized that it was in here. Got all my levels back. Asked my doctor, you know, I didn't want to take things that I didn't really need to take. It doesn't hurt to take any extra vitamins. Just keep that in mind. But like, if you are already taking it, no need to take extra certain things. So check to see what your prenatal has. I love this one. It has so much in it, so I just stick to these. Let's get to the fun stuff. Oh, I can't believe it. This is just wild. Yes, and a lot of people do know his name, but I won't announce it until he's born. So I just want to keep that kind of like, you know, our thing. I practice saying it a lot. Like when I say it, I'm like, oh my gosh, that is my son's name. It's crazy, really cool, and I feel like it's more unique. His middle name is a family name, so, but Steven actually picked it out originally. It's just really cool how much it pertains to both of us. Did I want a boy or a girl? I really thought that I would always want a girl. I was like, oh my gosh, I want a little Libby. I want a little princess that wants to go to Disney World with me. When we were talking about it, and when I really sat down, I was like, also, coaching at a school and seeing boys and girls, you start to be like, oh my gosh. Girls and boys, I feel like at different ages, they're easier, harder, whatever. But after being so involved in like children's camp, and I really was like, it would be so fun to have a boy first. I mean, he's just gonna be my little man. Like Charlie is like my little man, Loki is our big guy, and I just am like surrounded by boys, and I was like, I think it would be so fun to have a little boy running around here. I'm just so basic. I just want a healthy baby. And Steven was like, I don't know what I would do if we have a girl. And as like time got closer, he was like, I think I could be a girl dad. Like, I think I could do it. So we both were just like, I don't really know. When we did find out it was a boy, we were like, oh my gosh, this is so cool. The apps that I downloaded immediately when I found out that I was pregnant. That was Charlie. Hey Charlie, you wanna come in here, buddy? So the apps that I immediately downloaded when I found out I was pregnant were What to Expect and The Bump. I downloaded both of them. You could probably just download one, it's fine. They're basically the same thing. What to Expect has more of a forum. They have like a community that a lot of women will ask a lot of questions in. I don't really participate in it, but I do read some of them because there are so many random questions that these ladies ask. Say What to Expect would be the first one. I like the videos that they post. And then The Bump, I just like to see the comparison of like what the baby size is, just if they have different facts, because they're two different apps. So What to Expect and The Bump, won't hurt to download both. And also the Journey pregnancy app, I downloaded that a little after when I started going to the doctor. Found the Journey pregnancy app through a collaboration actually, and so I started using it, and I really like that you can keep the record of everything. If you take any tests, if you're worried about your heart rate, your weight, just how much your weight increases, when the baby kicks, you can keep track of all of that in the Journey pregnancy app. It's built by women that are OBGYNs, and so they have all of this information, like foods to avoid during pregnancy, iron-rich foods for pregnancy, medication in pregnancy, pregnancy nutrition, add your appointments in there, just all sorts of things. So the Journey pregnancy app is good if you want to keep all of that data for you in your pregnancy. Highly recommend you get a planner. I got this one from Amazon. I will link it below. First trimester checklist. So you can put your entire calendar, what you're going to do, and then when you plan out your day, this is what a blank one would look like. But everything from prenatal education, self-care, fitness, health, relationship, all of the things, symptoms, food cravings, and it goes by week. I love this planner, and yeah, I got it on Amazon for like $30. Nursery plans. So as you can tell, we are in the nursery, which is just wild. I wanted it to be like coastal surfer, but not nautical. I wanted it to be more like cool, involving Survivor and Fight to Survive and Thailand and just like the jungle life. So it's like the jungle coast. Palm trees, we're gonna have big seashells, some of my Survivor things like our canteen, and just make it like more adventure. Because I just want him to feel like it's a calm environment, but those types of things were really important to me. Steven grew up on the beach, loves to surf, he's lived by the ocean for a long time, so those types of places really brought that like self-confidence and love for the world, and so that's why I wanted that in there. I don't know, it's just, I was like, hey, I really want this, and Steven was like, I love that, so that's why that's our nursery. I hope that all of these tips and just conversation helped ease you if you're going through pregnancy, you just found out you're pregnant, or you just want to know more about pregnancy. I am now just super excited. I'm about to embark into my third trimester, which is just so wild, but I'm gonna make a few more of these here that we're getting in our first trimester, baby registry things, other certain things that I'm going through, along with some more fitness tips and nutrition tips. Make sure to subscribe and look out for those future videos. If you are going through pregnancy, good luck, and I hope that you stay healthy and confident and just care for you and your baby. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.